In open play, Barcelona were building the game in back three. Frenkie de Jong was playing the role of holding midfielder and he was playing between the two centre-backs by dropping in from midfield. Barca were making back three as Frenkie de Jong joined the defensive line. Villarreal were pressing with front two in open play, but with Frenkie de Jong joining the defensive line, Barca had number advantage of 3 vs 2 player in front of Villarreal initial pressure line. The front two of Villarreal were central and narrow. Due to the central and narrow operating of Villarreal's front two, Barca centre-backs were playing progressive passes by releasing the ball in the half space. Villarreal were in mid-block in open play. You can see here Villarreal's fullback and wide midfielder was operating narrow, so Barca had space in the wide zone and Barca had two players available in the wide zone to receive the ball, and they were fullback and a winger. Frenkie de Jong was dropping in and joining the backline of Barca. Barca's attacking midfielder Pedri was operating temporary pivotal role when Frenkie de Jong was slotting in between the two centre-backs. In open play, Barca's fullback were inverted and playing alongside of Pedri in midfield, and Barca's second line was of 3 players as inverted fullbacks joined Pedri. Villarreal's midfield had the number advantage of 4 vs 3 players and Barca's second line was split and flat in front of Villarreal's midfield, but the inverted fullbacks of Barca were operating slightly wide. As we discussed, Villarreal were in mid-block in open play, so Villarreal's wide midfielder were unable to close down Barca's fullbacks and Barca's fullback were able to receive the ball easily in the wide zone. Lewandowski was drifting wide in open play. He was not in the role of traditional striker. Barca had naturally number advantage of 2v0 in open play as Villarreal were defending by forming a mid-block in open play, but when Barca's winger was receiving the ball, Villarreal's fullback was ready to close down Barca's winger. Because Barca's midfielder guy was operating in the role of inside forward, so Barca's front line looked like front four with 2 wingers and 2 forwards. Villarreal's back four in front of Barca's front four, which was always becoming a threat to Villarreal. It was riskier to defend Villarreal 4v4 in front of Barca's attacking four, and if Villarreal defender lose markman, Lewandowski and Xavi could easily beat the offside trap and go behind the defense. As we discussed, Lewandowski was drifting wide and Villarreal's 4v4 defense in front of Barca's front line. So if Villarreal's fullback was committed on Barca's winger, then Lewandowski's wide drift forced to Villarreal's central defender to track back Barca's striker. Due to the wide drift of Villarreal's central defender, space was being created between Villarreal's two central defenders. As we discussed, Guy was playing the role of an inside forward, so if Villarreal's central defender was loose markman, Guy was easily going behind the defense and receiving the ball in these areas. Later in the game, Barca were attacking in 2-3-5. Frenkie de Jong was operating as a pivot alongside the fullbacks of Barca. Both Barca's fullbacks were asymmetrical with Barca's pivot. As we discussed, Pedri was operating as a pivot while the Frenkie de Jong was dropping in and slotting in between the two centre-backs. But now, because of Barca's 2-3-5 formation and Frenkie de Jong was operating in the pivotal role, Pedri could move in the half space. Now Barca's both attacking midfielders, Pedri and Guy, were operating in the half space. So when the ball hit the left or right hand side, Barca's attacking midfielders drifted into the wide zone to create a 3v2 situation in front of Villarreal's wide players. In open play, Villarreal's front two were central and narrow. When Barca's fullback was receiving the ball, Barca's right back was free in the inside channel. Seeing Barca's fullback free, Villarreal's wide midfielder was forcing Barca's fullback to close down. As we discussed, Barca's attacking midfielder was drifting wide, so Villarreal was getting 2 vs 1 situation in front of the fullback. If he had decided to close down Barca's winger, Barca's attacking midfielder could easily go behind the defense.